Hi guys, for today's online lecture, we're going to be learning about the water cycle. So here we have the water cycle vocabulary little worksheet. And I'm going to be showing you guys a bunch of vocabulary words without any definition or pictures. And then I'm going to show you a picture and then the definition. I want you guys to be thinking about what you already know about these words. If you don't know anything, that's okay. Just keep an open mind and just try and relate anything that you know to these words before I give you the actual definition. So our first word is evaporation. Here's a picture. And then our definition is the process of turning from liquid into vapor. And where you might see this in everyday life is when fog in the mornings, if you see fog across a big field, like in this picture, or that's probably the biggest one you can see, evaporation. Or if you leave a glass out overnight and you come back and it's a little bit lower in the level, that's the water evaporating from the glass. This is a pretty clear picture of the water from the fields evaporating into the sun or into the atmosphere. The next one is transpiration. And our definition is the release of water from plant leaves. And in this picture, you can just see the water droplets from either like the rain or the morning dew would evaporate. And that's why a lot of plants in the desert need to have very thick cell walls so they don't lose a lot of water through transpiration. Our next word is condensation. And our definition is the process by which water vapor in the air turns into liquid water. And this one I know you've all have seen. This is an example of condensation on your water glass. So if you have like a cup full of ice and it's a hot day outside, the water and your glass gets wet, and that's because the water is condensing in the air onto the colder glass. Our next word is precipitation. And our definition is liquid or frozen water that forms in the atmosphere and falls back to the earth. So an example of that would be rain, snow, sleet. Anytime that water falls from the clouds and comes back down to earth would be an example of precipitation. Our next word is sublimation. And our definition is the transition of a substance directly from a solid state to a gas state. The most common example that you might find is dry ice. So if you've ever been to a Halloween party and you see a big hunk of ice that's just like steaming, or you see a lot of like fog coming off of that, that is the dry ice turning directly from a solid into a vapor. It's kind of like the first thing that we saw, like the fog coming up, is the same thing. It just happens a lot faster than it doesn't have to go into the liquid state. Our next vocab word is the troposphere. And our definition is the lowest region of the atmosphere, extending from the Earth's surface to a height of about 3.7 to 6.2 miles, or 6 to 10 kilometers. And the troposphere is where we all exist. It's where you would fly planes. It's just like our region of the atmosphere. And here is I just wanted to show you guys all the different levels that there are, but we are only focusing on this bottom level, which we all exist in. And then here is the water cycle all put together. So you see from this area, you go evaporation from oceans, lakes, and streams to transpiration from plants, all leading to condensation in the clouds. Then that condensation will turn into precipitation from the clouds, and that precipitation turns off to surface runoff, which is just the water that the ground can't accept, or like goes into the ground, which turns into groundwater, but the surface runoff will lead into the oceans, lakes, and streams. And you can see that it is all it's a cycle. So whatever, you can jump in at any point in this, like condensation can turn into precipitation, but they do follow the like general guidelines of evaporation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation, and then it goes around in a circle. So now we're going to read an article. While you read, I want you, when you come across a vocab word that we just discussed, come up with an example from your life or one that you might see in the desert, anywhere that you can think of, and then write them down on a separate sheet of paper. And please bring that piece of paper to our next class. And I will be just going through this, so please feel free to pause the video at any point if you need more time on this article, or you can also, I'll send this link out to everybody, so you will have this reference. And then for our next class, we will be making our own water cycle diagram, and we'll be using examples from all over the world so we can understand how the water cycle affects different regions of the earth. So we'll have different groups doing one in Iowa, or somewhere on the West Coast, East Coast, or even in the Sahara Desert, Antarctica, the rainforest. So when you keep those examples in mind, come with your little sheet prepared, and be ready to work hard on this diagram. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow.